I have right here a headlamp from Sofirn. This is another flashlight from this company featured on my channel. So I already know that it should be high quality and quite interesting. So let's first check what they say on the box. On the front we have the name HS21. At the bottom we also have the name HS21. On the side we can see 2200 lumens and a 230 meter beam. 425 hours runtime, 133 grams lightweight. On the top there is nothing. On the other side we have a QR code, and on the back side we have the specifications. Here we have all the available modes: moonlight, eco, low, medium, high, turbo, and we have spotlight, floodlight, spotlight and floodlight, and red light. So there are 3 lamps. You can use any one of them individually, or you can use both the spot and floodlights at the same time. And depending on the mode, you'll get different brightness levels and different run times. For example, the spotlight can operate from 2 lumens up to 2000 lumens. But in the 2000 lumens mode, it can run for 2 minutes, after which it switches to the 1000 lumens mode and can run for an additional 90 minutes. The floodlight also has a minimum brightness of 2 lumens and a maximum brightness of 1200 lumens. And it switches to 500 lumens after 2 minutes, and at 500 lumens it can run for an additional 140 minutes. In the combined mode, so with both the spot and floodlights, you can also have a minimum brightness of 2 lumens, but the maximum brightness is 2200 lumens, which then switches to 1000 lumens. So that's 2 minutes at full brightness and 90 minutes at the lower brightness. And there's also a red light mode, which can be adjusted from 0.5 lumens up to 100 lumens, with a runtime between 425 hours and 5 hours at its maximum brightness. It's IP65 rated, so it's waterproof. It has 1 meter drop resistance, USB Type-C charging, 5 volts 2 amps, and it fully charges in about 2 hours. So as always, let's unbox this headlamp. We have this easy opening, so we don't need any tools to open the box. We can just peel it off and just open this one up without any tools. And here is the lamp unit. We can see the spotlights, floodlights and red lights right here. Over here we have the main switch, the USB-C port, and additionally we have this head mount. As always, at the very bottom there are some extra items. These look like additional O-rings for waterproofing. If the built-in one wears out, after extended period of use, we can replace those parts and refer to the manual. And the USB-C to USB-C cable was hidden right here. And these are the items we receive in the package. Here we can unscrew this cap. And here is a small insulating slip of paper blocking the battery. And inside is a standard high capacity 18650 battery with 3000 milliamp hours. So if after a few years the battery eventually begins to wear out, you can just replace the battery and continue to use the exact same flashlight. You don't have to buy a new flashlight. If the battery is dead, you can just replace it. A really good feature. And if you don't want to wait for charging, you can buy a few additional batteries and instantly swap in a fully charged one. So you can use the flashlight non-stop without waiting for the battery to charge. So I really like removable batteries in flashlights. That's a really good feature. Now we have the paper, I can put it back. And let's check the manual to see how to turn on each mode. This is the full manual. We have the specifications right here. We have a comprehensive product overview, and we can clearly see there is an infrared sensor specifically at this point. This is a rotary Hall FX switch. So this switch should be exceptionally durable because it uses a Hall effect switch. There is a high power LED light source situated at the front, a button on the top with a power indication light, and the tail cap here at the end. I have already unscrewed the cap for you, and you can see the battery. For charging and changing the modes, we just rotate the front section to switch between the on, off and lockout positions. So we press the top button to turn the flashlight on and off, and we can press it twice quickly to lock or unlock the flashlight. And how do you switch between brightness levels? If the flashlight is off and we hold the button, it will go into moonlight mode or eco mode. And if the flashlight is already turned on and we hold the button down, it will cycle through the low, medium, high and turbo settings, cycling back around between those 4 brightness modes. And when we let go of the button, it will remain active in the specific mode it was currently in, and when we press the button once more, it turns off completely. When the red light is on, we can double press to activate flashing, or if we double press while in white light, it switches to turbo mode. And here we have information about the infrared sensor located on the side right here. We can triple press the power button to activate the infrared sensor. Then when we wave, it switches brightness levels, or if we hold our hand longer, it turns off. So the controls are quite simple. Let's go ahead and try it out. Let's press down on this small button. Here we have the spotlight. I can slowly and carefully rotate this hall sensor. Here we have the wide flat light panel, or now we have the spotlight again. The first objective was to combine the modes, so we have spotlight, flat light, and a combination of both. And right here is the red light, so we can toggle between these settings by rotating it. And now, by pressing the button, I can turn it off and on, and by holding the button. It is cycling through the different modes, and when I release it, it remains locked into the selected mode. When it is turned off, I can hold it and it activates the moonlight. And from any watt light, if I press the button twice, it goes to turbo mode instantly. And when I have the red light enabled and I press it twice, now it is blinking. So an easy and powerful flashlight. Let's test this infrared sensor as well. Let's press the button 3 times. And now I can switch between the modes by moving my hand. And if I hold it, it is turned off. So it's a function for easier control when it's mounted on your forehead. And let's try this mounting. We can easily place it down right here. And you can control it by manually pressing the physical button, or you can switch it to the built-in infrared sensor mode. And just by simply waving your hand back and forth, you can control it. So, a really interesting universal headlamp from Sofirn with a replaceable battery and many available modes, so it's quite versatile, and that's all. For today, like, subscribe and be nice.